For listening. Thank you guys so much. We're jumping right into it, Dad.
That's fine with me.
Awesome. Episode 2 of the Freegame podcast, where we will share free game that hopefully will help you on your journey, maybe help solve a problem you may have, or maybe just make you laugh. Because I've been laughing a lot with my dad. So welcome back.
I hope so.
Second episode. It's really quarantine with my dad right now. So
the last 4 days have sucked.
I was gonna say you're kind of like Dracula.
Oh man! I haven't left my room in 3 days. The sun comes down. That's right. The other day, I got up at 6:30 in the morning, and then I went back to bed like an hour later and slept until 7 o'clock the next night.
That's crazy. But rested up though. Me and my girlfriends, we talk about flow. And how we're trying to like go with the flow more and stop fighting things and I don't know, coming head to head with something. So if you gotta sleep, then damn it, sleep.
Sun, come back out.
But you know what I'm gonna be doing?
What?
Working.
You'll be working.
Yes. Or cooking, cleaning, sweeping.
I help out on that a little bit.
Oh yeah, you clean a good space now. I was just talking to my girlfriend about messy guys, cause she is realizing that her man is messy and she's not used to it. And I was like, what? I'm like, every person I've been with is messy as hell. But you're a guy and you're not messy. So you are out there.
You know what? I can't say I'm not messy. I'm not messy if I'm by myself. So meaning.
Yeah, you got to explain that.
Yeah. So I'm single and so I'm not messy. But if I get a woman, I kick my shoes off at the front door, and I not only that, I drop my clothes off as I make it through the house.
Why would you torture someone like that?
I don't know that because I'm old school like that, you know. But and so I've had women like go, well, can't you clean up after yourself? And I come off with these little smart comments like, well, if I had to clean up, why would I need you?
Oh my God!
I get in a lot of trouble for that.
Right. I know that if you clean the way that you clean and help me out, that would be so much appreciated for a woman. That would be better than taking them shopping.
But if I'm dating a woman, so I'm a little bit different. So when I date a woman, if they move in, we live together, I give them my whole check. The whole check. Here you go. Here's the check.
I've heard you say that.
You've heard me say this. You get the whole check. I don't want not one single penny.
What?
You can like give me a little allowance every morning. Like here's $5 for coffee, and my gas tank is full. But I'm gonna give you the rest of the check. You do what you will with the check, as long as my light bills are on, and my lights are on, and
you have your necessities.
Yeah, I have my necessity, food, etc. Because I've understood that women budget better than men. In my opinion,
I'm over here like, this is a folklore.
Or usually when I ask, but also, me and my friends are talking about red flags. A friend of mine, she was calling me. She's always calling me for men advice. And one of the advice that she was asking one day is like, she called me, like, Mike, I don't know if I even should talk to this guy anymore because, he doesn't know if he wants a relationship with me.
Okay.
And et cetera. And what his term was that we're just going to kick it. So I understood that we're going to kick it.
That's creepy when guys come at women like that and they're like over 40 and 50. That creeps me out.
Why does it creep you out?
But I'll let you finish the story. I get the creep like.
So she meets the guy and they go out on a couple of dates and she goes home, she goes home with them. And in the middle, like that bedroom talk, that pillow talk, she's like, well, what do you want? Well, I really don't want anything. I just really want to kick it. We can be friends.
So this is the second time he's...
Yeah, it wasn't the very first time out. They've talked to
right.
each other for quite a long time. And so then when they come to this point of what do you want in a relationship? Mm-hmm. And, she's asking him and he's asking her. And his response was, hey, I really don't want a relationship. I just got out of a relationship or this or that. So I'm just going to kick it. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can just be friends. And on her terms, she was like, well, I want a long-term relationship, which I don't understand why women are looking for a long-term relationship. They should just let it flow.
Oh, we talking about flow.
Right. That's a red flag. Ding, 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 ding. I'm looking for a long-term relationship.
What?
That's a red flag.
Why?
Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
So, because one thing, you don't know each other. So to say that I'm just...
But that could still be like, she might be telling you her 12-month goal or her 3-year goal or something.
And if my 12-month goal is not to have a long-term relationship, I'm just out here, just dating. I'm enjoying my life, etc. And I'm not looking. And if it happens that we fall in love and it becomes a long-term, that's what happens. But women have to plan stuff for some reason. I have to have a long-term relationship. I have to have kids by this age, and I want to be married by this age.
Right.
So she's like, she wants another child, and she wants a long-term relationship. She's
got her checklist.
She got her checklist, right? And she also has a checklist of red flags. Mm-hmm. If we start talking and you have bringing your cell phone in the house, and all of a sudden, 3 weeks in, your cell phone is left in the car. That's red flag. It's a red flag. Is that a red flag?
Yeah. But that also could be a programming issue within myself, though.
Correct.
That's the dialogue that I've told myself. So my approach would be, it would trigger me, and I would have to talk about it.
Or a bad past experience.
Right. Programmed, for sure.
I don't know if we talked about this girl before. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
And so,
but you've got so many, I lose track.
So she calls me, and one of the things, I try to get along with all my exes or all my previous relationships. So
weird.
They feel like they could call and ask me all kinds of questions. They do it all the time.
Golly, that's
and they can ask me anything because they know I'm for real. I'm 100.
That's why they ask.
They do. They're like, hey, you're 100. I know you're going to tell me your point of view, and it's usually the man's point of view.
That's funny. You're like the Dr. Drew for the hood.
You damn right. So she calls me the other day, and she's like, well, I don't know if he's going to be, what he needs to be. And I went out on a date last week, and he got upset with me because I went out on this date. Uh-huh. But he just told me 2 months ago he was just kicking it. I said, well, here's the thing. Her name's Shannon.
Oh, hi, Shannon.
But Shannon, here's the thing. When a guy says he wants to kick it, a guy is saying that he wants to date.
No, he wants to smash.
No.
That is exactly what I want to smash, and I don't want to make things complicated. I don't want you questioning me. I don't want you're a pincushion.
But there's a reason why that is.
Because you're not that type of woman to him.
No. That's not it neither.
What? We just went straight into relationship talk. I'm glad, though, because...
because I'm going to let you know why.
Right.
When a guy says he wants to kick it, it means that he wants to get to know you, but he does not want to be committed at that time.
While smashing.
Wait, because what women do, guys do the exact same thing. You have red flags, right?
Yeah.
And so those red flags, if you hide your phone, that's a red flag. If you got calls coming in the middle of the night, that's a red flag. If you're doing this, that's a red flag. And even though you're looking for this long-term relationship, these are deal breakers. These are deal breakers.
Okay.
These are deal breakers.
What's a red flag for you?
So here, I'm gonna give you an example of a red flag. So I dated this girl, and I didn't want to, take it any further. I kept saying,
what's Shannon's red flag?
Wait, I'm gonna tell you. And we talked about this that day. We talked about that this day. So when we first met, I said, no, we're just kicking. We're just friends. We're not dating. We're just friends. And that's right. We were having sex. But she kept saying, well, I want a baby. I want to get married. I want this. I want this. I was like, but I don't want those things.
Right.
Okay. But I liked her a lot, meaning that I could change my mind down the road. And so.
Babies, Dad?
Huh?
Babies?
No, I didn't want dad. I didn't want new babies, but etc.
Right.
So some of my red flags are this. I am 57. So I don't want to date a woman who has kids younger than my kids.
So like my kids would be way too much.
That's way too much. That's way too much. I am not going to be 75-year-old dad at the graduation being rolled around in a wheelchair.
Why? What's the problem with that?
Is that your grandpa? No, that's my dad.
That's my
stepdad. That's my stepdad.
But you might have a hot young wife.
That's the other thing. If she's over 45 years old and she's single and has her own house and has her own car, and man, I'm gonna get in trouble on this one.
What?
And she got all those things and she's beautiful.
She's
red flag.
Because that's not cool. So over 45 and she finally got her shit together, and now that's a red flag.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
What if a guy is the same way?
Guys, crazy.
Oh my gosh.
There are more women on this planet than there are guys. And in my experience, that if a woman has her stuff together, has a car, got a good career, making that good loot, it's like, man, that's good. That's good. Man, why ain't you got a man? You 45?
She probably got 15 dudes.
Now, crazy.
Oh my gosh.
But there's a but in there. And you know what? And every woman who listens to this is going to say, I'm glad he got this point. It's usually a dude that's messed him up, or several guys who messed him up at that point.
Well, 100%.
Right.
I think that's with everybody. But I disagree.
Guys have done some crazy stuff.
I disagree.
Including me.
I'm on a self-love journey right now, and maybe that happens for women at different ages in their life. So you actually intentionally make a decision to be by yourself. Maybe you're 45 and you're going through this self-love journey, and you can't be dating around.
Crazy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What makes a woman crazy?
Just things that guys do. They lie. My God. Dudes lie. They cheat.
I'm saying but what makes a woman crazy in your opinion? Like, what are her crazy acts she does?
Usually has to do a lot with trust.
So what's a crazy trust story that a woman just went so psycho crazy and you were like, what are you doing?
On Sunday, I get home. I go on the bike ride. I think it was Sunday or Saturday. Excuse me. I went on my bike ride, and I was talking to this girl back in Des Moines before I came here.
Okay.
And so I get here, and I've been riding all day, and I talked to her on the phone last Wednesday, and I video chatted her. Right? I video chat.
You upstairs, freaking macking it down.
Yeah, we talking on the video chat, right? And she's been through some hard relationships, right?
Who hasn't?
Thank you. But I tell people what's up. I don't want to waste anybody's time, especially at my age. I don't want to lie to you. I'm going to tell you all my dirt day one.
You're tired of lying to chicks?
Correct.
Right.
And I understand that women are grown, I'm grown, and if you don't like what's been in my past or what I've done or what I'm into, then you can say, what? Thanks, but
no thanks.
There you go, and move on, and I go to the next. So I don't waste any time anymore. So this girl knows that. And
that works?
That works. Works 110. It works way better.
Okay.
I'm about
and you meet girls that are like, cool, I'm down with the same program.
Correct. But a lot of times they aren't. Crazy. A lot of times they are not down with the same thing, but I don't care about that. I'm going to tell you everything.
You want that verbal commitment.
Correct. I'm going to give you 100% of what's going on in my life. I'm going to give you every dirty thing I've ever done. And then if you go, I'm down with that, then a year down the road, you can't go, well, I did this for you. No,
I've done that before.
No, I moved away.
I've done that before.
No, I'm going to let you know before you even get out here, before you even pack your bags, what I'm about.
I've definitely done that
if
before.
You're not,
he was like, are you cool with this? And I was like, looking at him like, in my head, I'm screaming, hell no.
Correct.
And then I was like, yes.
Nope. Then you can't complain down the road because you made a grown ass. If somebody tells you the truth,
right,
and you make your decisions based on the truth, then you have, you're a grown ass woman. You made your decisions based on the truth.
Well,
but what I don't like is guys to tell you some lies, and then you're making grown ass decisions for you and your children based on the lies.
This was pre-kids, but yeah,
even so that grown ass decisions based on lies and putting you in danger, kids in danger. They're just making the wrong choices. Right. Tell women the truth.
But how old were you when you started doing that? Telling the truth. It's a process. It's a process.
The older a man gets, the more wiser he becomes, because what you end up realizing, the older you get, you can't run like you used to. When I first moved to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I was like a commodity. I mean, it's like, hey. Whoo.
You said a commodity. You was like an oil stock.
Yeah, I was like a commodity up here. And so I could run the street. I can run house to house to house to house.
Oh, my gosh.
That's the way it was. But the older you get, man, I ain't going to be trying to talk to no 20, 30-year-old girl for the rest of my life. I'm 57. Hey, what's up, girl? Hey, yuck. So the older you get, you understand that now I'm 57. I'm closer to the grave than I am to birth. And do I want to die alone? Do I still want to continue to play on all these, jumping relationships? It becomes a headache.
Right.
So
that's strange that it's the same process for almost every man.
Correct.
Unless they get married really early on. Or
they think they're going to be a gangster for the rest of their life. And then those are some dummies there. And they'll come back to fill it down the road. And that's what, and so one of the things I want to go back to the red flag. So this is one of the things I told Shannon. I told her everything up front. I do not want to have more kids. I don't want to.
So totally contradicting what she wanted.
Correct. And she goes, but this is the thing. But we can kick it. We can hang out. We can kick it. I like you. You like me. We can kick it. What the guy is actually saying there is, I'm looking for your red flags.
Interesting.
I'm looking for your red flags for me. You already told me what yours were, but I'm telling you what mine are. And one of my
why can't he just come up and say?
He did. I said, I don't want any kids because of my age. I don't want to get married again because I've been married already. I'm big on a house being clean. You have to be good at finances because I give you my whole check, et cetera, et cetera. Now I'm going to see if you can do what you're supposed to do, just as you're seeing what I'm going to do. And that we're kicking it. That means you can go ahead and date whoever you want to date.
Do guys really even?
Yes. I'm going to say you can date whoever you want to date.
Really?
So here's what Shannon was saying. So now she's in a relationship with this guy for 6 months, and she goes out onto a date. And comes back, and the guy goes, what did you do all weekend? Well, I went on a date with so-and-so. You went on a date? Why would you go on a date? Now the negotiation is reopened. Wait a minute, Shannon. I said, Shannon, what you should have said is, wait a minute. I thought we were just kicking it. And the guy could have said, hey, well, yeah, we are kicking it, but I don't like you going out on dates. Well, are we renegotiating the terms of the relationship? Well, no. Then I'm going to continue to go out on date. Or yes, I don't want to see you seeing anyone else but me.
Right.
So what happened with me and Shannon, I remember this. I think I told you the taco thing, right? So she comes over to my house, and she had a little, I think I did tell you, she had a little girl. And I think the little girl was like 5 or 6 at the time. And we're all having dinner, and we're having tacos. And the little girl takes a big spoon.
Oh, yeah.
And puts on about 2 pounds of meat on one shell.
How long were you guys dating before that?
We were seeing each other a good year.
Oh, okay. That puts it into context.
Right. So the little girl, we're talking, kicking it for a year.
Oh, my God.
So the little girl puts a big, huge spoon of meat on the taco shell. And you know me, what am I going to say, JJ?
No.
No. Don't do that.
Because you ain't going to eat it.
Yeah, ain't going to eat it. I ain't going to go for that. We don't do that at this table. And the little girl throws her arms across.
Oh, you hate it when those arms get crossed.
Yeah, and has a fit at my table. And I was like, well, get away from my table. If you don't want to listen in my house, get away from my table. And her mother goes, just let her have what she wants, or something in that that time frame. So my point became, what you just did to me, red flag. You undercut my authority, and I'll never be able to parent this child because you just undercut.
Why would you say never if it's one situation?
Because she had done it several times.
So that was like the
that
straw.
was the straw.
Yeah.
She had done it so many. The little girl would cry and whine and do all these things and have little
5 and 6 year olds are tough.
Correct. And I've come to realize this.
Right.
But I just sort of like, that's my red flag. I'm done with you. I'm definitely not going to hang out with you.
Take it serious
because, now it's going to always become between a conflict between me and your daughter and you.
Right.
And as a stepfather stepping it in, I don't want to go through that conflict. So we're just friends. But she calls me on these things. And she said, well, Mike, after we're done, why didn't you just pull me to the back and say, hey, you know what? I understand, that, I was trying
to communicate how you were feeling.
But once again, it's sort of like when women see a red flag, do they really communicate what they're feeling? It's like, that's a red flag.
The smart, in tune ones,
but
yes.
usually there's so much damage that people don't even do that. People I'm out of here.
They freak out, for sure. And that's why learning yourself,
correct,
how your emotions are bubbling and all of that is super important. So that's the problem I have now, is that I ask a guy to tell me how you feel about, let's talk about your feelings.
Well, they should talk about them.
They can't ever.
And they should be, and that's because that could be age thing, because the older you get, because let me tell you, guys are thinking about those feelings all the time, but the older you get, you really become in tune with those feelings, because what you end up thinking about is dying. You're talking about immortality.
Really, when you get older, that's what top of mind. That's top of your
list.
Really,
it's not that you're scared to die. That's not. Don't get me confused. I'm not scared to die. I know that there's an end, but how I died, what legacy I leave. Do I die alone? And you think about those things. Was I a good enough person to fill the pews? I used to tell Ethan and Taryn, and I think I've even told you this, material things mean nothing. Mm-hmm. They really, really don't. People I lost this, I lost a car, I lost this, I've lost that. It's material. You can always get that back.
Right.
I'll tell you a story on a thing that happened to Taryn when we were dirt poor before we left Sioux Falls. I was so poor. Oh my God, I was so. My kids were walking to school. Walking to school in the middle of the winter. What the winters are like here. I was like tucking on. I had no car. Mm-hmm. And so spring comes around and they get a Wii. You remember the Wiis? Get one of those for Christmas. And I had to get rid of the Wii to pay rent.
Oh, pizza's here. Keep telling your story.
I keep telling the story. So I had to get rid of the Wii to, I can't tell this story until you come back, because you're going to fall out. We have a pizza coming, so we're hungry. And since I'm doing these podcasts, she's going to feed me. That was quicker than 45 minutes. It sounds like the Popo out there.
She's very nice.
You know her? Pizza, y'all.
Okay.
So anyway, Taryn is I think he's in kindergarten, first grade. Mm-hmm. I think he's pretty much in kindergarten. And we are so dirt poor. You remember, I've been here for a while, so I was I had no money, raising 2 boys by myself. And so I go to the school to pick him up at 3:00, and Ethan comes out to the car, and he opens the back door. I said, well, where's your brother? And Ethan's like, well, he's on the playground crying. I said, he's on the playground crying. What's going on?
Did they go to?
They went over here to Garfield. That looks so beautiful. They went to Garfield. And so I get out of the car because I wonder why this fool is out here crying. And I go back to the back of the playground. I go back to the back of the playground in the back of the school, and he's sitting in the middle of the playground crying in Indian style with his arms crossed. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? They making fun of me. Why are they making fun of you? Because you sold our weed.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, this is exactly what happened. I'm like, first, get your punk ass up off the ground and wipe your eyes. 2, don't you ever come out to school and put our business in the street.
Oh, that's what happened? He told his friends. And what, did you pawn it or something?
I pawned it. Yeah, I had to get rid of it, pay rent. Pay a utility bill, pay something.
Right.
But he went to school and told everybody. And now they're making fun. Like, your ass is broke. Your daddy had to pawn your weed. So 3, don't you ever run my business out on the street. And 4, don't ever get used to something that has material value to it.
Right.
That you ain't willing to let go.
That you balled up crying about.
Okay. Because what we going to do? Live in the we? For real, what we going to do? Let's live inside that we?
Right.
I'm going to do whatever I need to do on this planet to make sure you have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, food in your stomach. And if I have to pawn the damn we, then I'm pawning the damn we, and you better go to school and keep your mouth shut.
Right. That's funny.
So,
and now you think, looking back 10 years later, it means nothing. That
right.
Means
material things mean nothing.
Right.
And so what I told my kids is this. It doesn't matter how many material things that you gather on the planet. When you die, they're not going to take all your material possessions and put in U-Hauls and follow you down to the church and prop all your material things up in the pews. Mm-hmm. What matters in life is how many tears drops are left in the pew. And so material things absolutely doesn't mean this stuff can come and go as you want, but relationships,
right,
and your legacy lives on. Forever.
Right.
How you treat your kids, how you treat individuals, etc. And when you do that, you'll be okay. So as guys get older, at least this man here, as I get older, I think about those things more.
Right.
And I go back, and it's like me and your mom. We get along. We get along really well. We like each other. I think we like each other. Maybe she might be faking it with me. I don't know.
No.
But because I got wiser, I did some awful things. I was running the street acting stupid. But as a man, I've gone back to your mom and apologized. I apologize for those. I apologize for my action as a young man, etc. I was in my 30s. Chasing women was more important than raising family. And a lot of guys are that way. They just cheat. It's just the way it is.
Weird.
But it's weird, yeah.
That is.
And
weird.
It's not all guys. I ain't gonna just make one blanket statement, but it's a lot.
All right, let's take a break. I want to shout out Godfathers for this pizza, first of all.
Oh, we're doing commercials.
Good. Oh, yeah, Godfathers. I don't have the number, but call them.
The number right on the box.
Oh, they can Google it.
1-800-GODFATHER.
Shout out one of our sponsors, Wake Clothing. I had a big sales pitch for Wake, but straight up, these people really care about what they're doing. Every piece that they design or sell on their website means something to them. And when you receive it, you can tell it's great quality. It's just a really great brand. So if you want to check them out, they're local. Go to thyself.co is the website, and you can use the discount code self-love and get 10% off. So tell them I sent you over there. So those are my people.
I have to go get some Wake then.
What?
I have to go get some clothing.
Oh yeah, Wake Clothing. Send my dad a t-shirt, okay?
Yeah, well, please do.
Right.
Please
you met
do.
Mona already too.
I met Mona?
Yeah, at my office at the studio.
She owns the clothing.
She owns the clothing
line. Hey,
with
Mona.
Right. Mona's the shit. Okay, so let's get back. There is a funny story, and I hate to even bring this up because we're eating, but it falls in line with the dating situation. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about, and we already talked a little about cleanliness, but you have a outrageous story about women going to their houses and then deciding whether or not you're going to stay based on how clean they keep their house.
I have two rules. And I tell women this too before I even get to on the very first conversation. I put rules down. I'm gonna let you know. I don't like dirty houses. Okay, I don't like dirty bathrooms. And some people are like, well, what's dirty?
Right.
Because
we just talked about because there's messy and there's dirty.
Correct. And there's messy. But filth, I can't do it. Because if you ain't cleaning your house, who knows what else you ain't cleaning.
So you meet a girl, you like her, you go on a date.
You go on a date.
And she's like, well, let's just, watch a movie at the house.
Correct. So the first thing I do is when I walk in the house, for some reason women have to go straight to the bathroom or straight to their bedroom. I don't know. So they leave me standing there usually. And the first
That is so true though.
It is. That's the first thing. Pew, pew, they're gone.
That's double checking that you didn't leave like underwear on the floor.
Some other dude's underwear. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, everything's cleaned up.
The garbage can in the bathroom isn't out of commission.
So the first thing I do is I look in the refrigerator. I just open the refrigerator door. Now, if the woman has kids and she has a pack of hot dogs and a pitcher of water, I'm out. I'm sorry. If you have children, how many kids you got? I got 4. And I look in the freezer and there's an ice cube tray and that's it. And then there's a pack of hot dogs.
How often does that happen though?
It happens more than you think.
So why don't you go out and get them groceries and come back?
Because my whole point, if you don't want to feed,
like, why are you on this date nap right now? Right. And you should be taking care of your business.
Right. Because if you ain't going to feed your kids, you definitely going to feed
rule,
me. That's
full fridge,
full refrigerator. If you have like 3,
if you're single, how can it look? If the woman doesn't have no kids,
then they can look empty.
Nothing in there.
Nothing in there. Okay. It could be completely empty.
Okay.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say, I hope you get some groceries.
I'd like a sandwich.
Yeah, I like to eat. That's one. Then 2, I've seen some nasty things, and it seems like the prettier the woman is, for real. This is
crazy.
The prettier the woman is, with like wow,
like supermodel.
Wow.
The dirtier
the house is.
Oh my gosh.
The dirtier the house is.
Are we talking messy though, or are we talking dirty?
We talking dirty. Like the lawn. When you walk in the house, it smells like litter box, and they have no cat.
Okay, no, tell them about the fly story.
So I went out with this girl one time, and I just met her at the bar. That was a one night thing. I didn't just come by my house, and I went in there, and she had so many flies that the walls were moving. Ugh. And so you walk in and you see all these flies and you're like, ugh. And she said, well, come into the room and you're looking at the bed's unmade. It's like, come on. The bed is just like you'd have just jumped out of it. I don't play that neither.
You like a made bed.
Like a made bed.
So
have the candle lit, make it romantic. But for me to lay in an unmade bed, I don't know who got out of that damn bed.
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walked in the house of the fly, the Lord of the Flies house.
The Lord of the Flies.
And then what'd you just say? Have a good night?
No, I said, we sit there and talk. She asked, I want something to drink. And I said, no, because.
Right.
Come on. I'm not drinking out nothing in your house. I said, you know what? Hey, I have something to do. Got to be at work in the morning. It's nice, but hey, I have to go take care of some stuff at 4:00 in the morning. I got to go. See ya. And then I get outside and block that number.
I was gonna say, do they follow back and ask?
Oh yeah, I think she had. I didn't block her number right away, and like a week later, she called and asked me to help her to move. So I can't help you. I'm at work. I'm good.
Sorry, boo. And then there was another chick you said had diapers,
dirty diapers in the bathroom that were just laying out in the bathroom, and yeah, she hadn't changed her sheet. Yeah, I just don't get it. Well, why would you invite somebody over to your house? And
so I told you my process back in the day when that would be a situation. If a guy was going to come over and watch a movie or something, I'd look at the text or the phone call conversation, and then I would have to sit and think like,
how long would it take you to clean up your house?
I'm thinking, is this guy worth doing all the crap that I need to do to get my house ready? Because it was either a single or I'm busy working or something like that. And I actually had maids when I was in my 20s and popping. So if I didn't feel like cleaning, I'd be like, I'm going to just call the maid in the morning. So I'd have to look around and be like, man, this is going to be like a 45-minute job.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm tired. I'm sorry.
Sorry you can't come through. But I used to be, but see, keeping your house clean is like going out. If you're going to go out to the club and you getting dressed and you ironing your pants and everything, you clean your house up at the same time because you don't know when you get to the club.
You don't know how a woman gets ready to go out. It's a war zone. And especially if you got some girlfriends over, it's over with.
This is why I kept my house clean going out. I was like, hey, let me get this house. Hey, I'm spraying the bed sheets with Febreze and vacuuming and putting things in strategic places. I'm putting the study.
That's so funny.
I'm gonna get ready for it.
That's so funny.
It's crazy.
Okay, so I asked on my social media if anyone had any questions for us to talk about on the podcast. So I have a few of those questions. A question came through and someone said, ask your dad if he's single.
I'm single.
And I just seen his Tinder account too.
Oh my God.
I cannot believe you're on Tinder, but that is so entertaining. I don't blame you.
I left swipe everything.
Do you pay for the subscription or you use the free?
I use free everything.
Well, maybe you're getting the free content women. Have you ever thought of that?
That could be true.
Right.
Here's the thing. Women, one thing, no one is who they say they are on those apps.
True.
No one. It's very rare. You usually find some crazy or, you find, they just aren't who they say they were. People just need to be real. Right. People can accept flaws as long as you tell them that you have those flaws. Mm-hmm. Once again, what to say? Be truthful. Let you make your decisions. Right.
That's a very mature approach, though.
Correct. But people are afraid of rejection. Why be scared of rejection?
Right.
I'd rather have you reject you up front than to get you in some kind of relationship for 6 months and then reject you because you didn't give me all the information. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think it's the instant gratification thing. I think in the heat of the moment, you just really want to or maybe it's for women. They really just want to make the guy happy. Right. And it puts you in a vulnerable situation. You more than likely end up in situations that you're uncomfortable with or you're not being 100% honest.
I like those girls who say I'm fat and I know that. I don't mind them girls because they're for real. They are so for real.
All right, so he's single. We actually just got another message coming in. I'm going to check it right now.
Oh, really? Are we live?
No, I sent it on the thing earlier. Let's see. One of them was, where'd it go?
What's YOLO?
Unanimous questions. Another one was, talk to him about how you became such a lovely young lady.
Oh, she got you all fooled, don't she?
Next question.
Once again, maturity. Also, she became a good woman, the same as my son became good men, because I kept it 100. My daughter sometimes will close her eyes and plug her ears up because, Dad, that's just too much information. There's never too much information. The more information you have, the better choices you can make in life. And you may not listen to them at that time, but it will soak in at some point. Right. And so that's how she became who she is, because I'm going to tell her 100% no matter what. And let me tell you.
You taking full credit for it.
I'll take full credit. I'm gonna tell you 100% what it is, and as you know, I deal with you the same way I deal with in my dating life. I'm just gonna tell you, and you may get mad, and you may like, I can't stand him. He just, God, he just, But 2 years down the road, you're gonna go, he was right. Mm-hmm. He was absolutely right. I get that, and better that he told me that we were talking about, okay, we're going to go on this. We're going to go on this. We're going to go on it. So people, please cover the kids' head. We're talking about masturbation. Yes. Mm-hmm. And so she has a young boy and she has a young girl. And I have both boys and I have a girl. And one of the things I did is I was a promoter of masturbation in my household. And JJ's like, I'm not going to teach Pharaoh how to masturbate. I didn't tell you to teach him how to masturbate. I told you to let him explore himself and don't make it a shame issue. Right. So when my kids became of age, I was married at the time. I sat down with my ex-wife and I said, hey, you know what? When the boys turn 13 and 14 or 12 around that age, and you go for groceries, you're out for groceries, you're out shopping, and they're at home doing chores or they're home, they're home by themselves, you need to give them a phone call like a block before you get to the house.
Shout out Ethan and Terry.
You need to give them a phone call. Why do I need to give them a phone call? I want to catch them doing something because they're growing boys. They're becoming men and they're exploring themselves, and they don't want to have the embarrassment of their stepmom walking in with their dick in their hand.
American Pie style.
American Pie style.
Well, I realized on this topic I was definitely programmed because growing up Catholic, they taught you absolutely never, and that's wrong. And they tell you, people that? And they teach you that anytime you have intercourse, the intention should be to have a child. That's what I learned.
And we know that the world is not like that.
Well, when you're indoctrinated in that way, when you're so young, that fucks with your, right. You know what I mean? How you view certain things. But men definitely take it to a level that's not cool. 100%. They definitely take it too far.
You know what? Once again, I much rather had it on the floor than in some girl.
Oh, my God.
That's just me.
Okay, let's get back to the next question. All right. Somebody asked how many kids you have and that if I am your daughter. So they obviously haven't seen episode 1 because it hasn't been released yet, but right. You can answer that question.
So I have a total of 6 kids. Mm-hmm. And JJ is the product of me dating her mother, and I've always been in your life. Once I dated right. Your mother, even though me and her mother broke up, mm-hmm. I've always been in her life, and her mother was gracious enough to make sure that I was a part of her life. And here we are 30 years later, still kicking it.
Right. All right. I'm going to send that to him on Snapchat. Thank you guys for your questions. And we got one more, which is an interesting question, is what advice do you give single women out here dating in the digital age?
Be honest.
Wait. Say it again.
Be honest. Be 100% real. If someone can accept you for who you are, regardless right. of what your flaws is, you don't want to be with that person in the first place. My mom used to tell me that all the time. If somebody don't want to hire you because of your skin color, you don't want to be there. So right. I don't believe in affirmative action. Why are you fighting for it? If they don't, love yourself. Enjoy yourself. That's what I was
going to say. That's the first step.
Love yourself.
Figuring yourself out, what you like, and then you can tell somebody this is who I am. But if you don't know who you are.
And if you don't love yourself, then you'll allow people to walk all over you. Mm-hmm. You will allow people to walk over you because I love you so much that I don't want to lose you because you complete me. No, you complete yourself by loving yourself. And then when people come into your space or into your life, if they're not treating you well, then you're more apt to get rid of them right away and stop wasting time. Love yourself. Love yourself and be honest. Be honest 100% about what's going on. If you broke, then say you broke. Hey, I like you and everything, but I'm broke. Because
and I'm trying.
Right. Plain and simple. And don't settle.
That's going to be hard in the digital age because there's so many perpetrators.
Correct.
And people that do it for clout and
and you know what? And
filters, fake body parts.
God. My goodness. And like I said, and social media is so hard to try to date people because they did a special on that where people you have too many choices. Mm-hmm. You'll start looking at someone, you start talking to them, and then tomorrow there'll be a second choice.
They keep blowing us up. Hello? Yes, Farrell.
Oh, what's up, Farrell? Farrell?
Farrell.
I want to come home.
Okay, I'll be there in a second, okay? Get dressed. Grandma thinks she's slick. You seen she was right in the background? She'll be like, I'll give you a popsicle if you call your mom.
Tell her to come and get you.
Yes, that's exactly how it goes. But I was going to get him anyways.
I better get my ice cream sandwich. But that's the big thing, you know. Like
Stay true.
Stay true. And
100%.
like I said, you know, you much rather have people make good decisions based on the truth than make bad decisions based on lying. And that includes in dating and social media. If you're putting up bogus, and I'm like,
life, right?
Bogus life, and you're presenting yourself that way, it's definitely not going to work. Because I'm going to say, oh, she about this, she about that.
Wow, you hit the nail on the head.
Right.
I feel like I'm in a space where I have like shed my skin of like self-hate and being scared of judgment and ridicule. I'm like, I'm just putting my real self out there, and I'll be like, y'all can like it or not, but this is the program.
And people always ask me, they go, well, don't you think that's too much to put out there? Why is that too much to put out there? You know, in the end, if you judge me, I didn't want you in my life anyway. If you don't like me, I didn't want you. You weren't going to be my friend anyway.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I'm going to have to go home. I'm going to go to my house by myself, and I'm still have to live my life.
Right.
You know, what my mom always said, I can do bad all by myself. Mm-hmm. I'm not looking to get in a relationship to do worse. I do bad by myself. And if you're not here to enhance me and make my life better, then I'd rather be by myself.
Right.
You know?
All right. I think that's a perfect place to stop. We are about 50 minutes in.
Are we really? These go really fast.
Really fast,
because
right?
we get the yakking.
Right. Thank you guys for listening to episode 2 of Freegame, which has turned into Quarantined with My Dad.
Yeah, you know,
podcast.
It's like, man, these go fast.
Right.
And we talk about all kinds. How many subjects we hit?
We actually stayed on relationships,
Did we?
cleaning, and then you had to throw in masturbation. But we was good. We was rolling.
Because you were really upset about that. They're like, that's just disgusting.
That was not my face.
That was her face. Like, that's disgusting.
So
I believe in self-control. That is
funny.
Self-control.
If you guys want to ask my dad any questions, you can find me on Facebook at Black Card Inc. You can also send me an email at jj@blackcardinc.com. That's BLACKCARDINC.com. Thank you guys so much. We'll be back next week with another episode.
You need an intro and an exit song. No.
Listen, my brother said, what did he say? I am not creatively ready for that project just yet. Because he
needs to do some music.
We'll get it together though.
He needs to do some music and help your sister out.
Oh, he helps me.
This is like a fan. Oh, really? He helps a lot?
Come on now. You know I always keep me and Ethan are close.
You never shout him out like Shaka.
Shaka Davis.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Shaka Davis. I'm on your heels right now.
Yeah, he's a very talented young man.
Yeah, we'll have to maybe feature him on the next episode.
Yeah, very talented.
Yeah,
young
both
man.
both my brothers are really smart and talented.
Yeah, so are you though.
I wonder why that is.
Got their daddy.
Come on
they
now,
got their daddy around here. It's been a rocky road, but they got their dad in their life. That's why.
Thank you guys so much for joining us. And
Peace
share
out.
this if you guys like it. Thanks so much.
Peace out.